definition of outcast system from the Nigerian perspective.
Yeah.
Can you please explain to us what you mean?
Yes, I will explain that, and I just want to bring it to focus here that I think my understanding before I came to the studio was that some of the taboos that we're in practice, or that are in practice in Africa now in my place, that are not progressive.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I think, yeah, so in that light,
taboos that are not progressive. That's what we're talking about.
So in that light, looking at the issue of the outcasts, we from Africa, we all know outcasts. The Igbo call it a soup.
Yes.
Yoruba, they call it in my place.
But in Igbo, we don't practice it anymore. I think so.
Oh, that's what you think. But when it comes to the issue of the way it were before, where an outcast is a person that is sold to a deity or a god, or they are termed slaves. They are not allowed to eat or drink with you or gather together in a meeting with you because they are not of equal standing. You forbid them.
Yes, exactly.
As it were them.
Yeah.
But right now, I still know very clearly that even in Igbo land, when it comes to the issue of getting two people to get married, they go back to do investigation, and the parents will say, though we are Christians, though we are tongue-speaking, we are born again, firebrand Christians, this person is an Osu, we will not allow it. Let God be God, but this issue we will not break it.
We don't have any Osu anymore in the Igbo side, but I think, but you are making a point. They don't even allow them to vote.
Yeah, in my own place, I have experiential knowledge of something that happened to me some years back, where I saw a young lady I would have loved to marry. She was just like in her final year in the university, reading medicine. Pretty lady, she's good. Talk to my mom. My auntie also, they say, okay, we have to go and investigate and find out about this family and all that, which is a normal thing to do. I'm not against them looking into that. But 3 days after she said that, she came back to tell me that, no, my son, you will not go there. That's my auntie speaking. I said, why? He said, this person is enemy. I said, what is enemy? He said,
enemy is outcast.
Yeah, outcast. He will not allow it. And I said, but you're a Christian. He said, that doesn't matter. In this matter, I will not allow it. If you go ahead, I will come to the wedding.
That's been a stronghold of tradition.
Yes.
Tradition is a stronghold.
So the moral point here is we are all equal, equally made by God. Equally made by God. And you find out about these people they call the outcasts, they are more beautiful than the...
they are always very beautiful.
They're always very beautiful.
They are made very handsome.
Handsome.
And very intelligent as well.
Humble and all that. And you tend to just give somebody a name that the person, before God we are all equal, and we should do things all equal before God. So I find the issue of outcasts and the way we see, the way they see practicing in Nigeria, especially my tribe, as evil and unlawful.
It has to be exposed.
And expunged from the Lord, and kicked against. Everybody should be equal before God and accepted as well.
I think as well, those people who found themselves in this ostracized position must also be open to speak it, because they are so intimidated.
They hide themselves.
When they are courting you, when they are courting someone, and before you know it, they say, oh,
I know we won't get married.
Yes, so
because of that's even the ones that dare to speak out. There are some that will never let you know until the last minute when you go find out yourself. So they are supposed to carry the crusade. Why the people that also, the way we are, like we have to progress further than the way we are in Africa now, to expose this issue and say,
my father really carried a war against that thing in my village, in my community, because he's a chief. He said there's nobody that is an outcast, he's a Christian. He said nobody must associate anybody. He fought this thing until the whole thing is exterminated.
Yes. It's evil and it's
so
wrong.
That's how I know, because that was when I was small. That was when we were small. So that's how I know that those things do no more exist around us, right? Maybe there are some areas people are practicing the same thing. Wow. So it is so forbidden.
Yes.
It's not inhuman.
And it's inhuman and wrong before God.
Yes.
Even when we have Christians of these days that call themselves Christians, still believing in those things.
Meanwhile, you're just a young man, you're not yet up to 40, so how would you? So we are not talking about
the old generation.
The old
When we
generation.
talking
So
about
that means it's still happening.
yeah, so when we're talking about the killing of twins and albinos, those things
No, don't even go that far.
Don't look at God. This one is an issue that's still in practice.
It's true, but you know, in the olden days, twins.
It's an abomination. It's a taboo
It's
to have it.
for you to give birth to a twin in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria, until Mary Blessor came to a white woman came to free all that. What is wrong? Instead of having one blessing, you're having double blessing.
Wow.
Why call your double blessing?
Well, thank you so much. Pastor Neslo, you made mention of men who have so many children, and the women who also have different children from different
fathers.
Can you explain that a little bit? Why is it taboo?
It's a taboo because it is something that brings shame. Everything that brings shame in life, they don't talk about, and that is in my culture, and it is so bad sometimes because in your pastoral counseling you face those problems.
Yeah.
Then you begin to realize that even a woman, all the children are let me see, get the same colors, but you can hear that they're from different fathers.
Now, why is it that way? Why? Because it's very common in your culture.
Yes, it is very common, but
why?
I think when I become a real Christian and I target that area in a spiritual realm, then I see where it comes from. It comes from the slavery. In the slavery in Suriname, they took always the men out of the family. Always they bring the man in other different villages to work. Okay. So every time when a man is in another village, he gets another family there. And that spirit is still following the man.
Oh.
And only...
No, we are talking about a woman, because it's the woman
also,
that gets the pregnancy.
Yes, but the problem is you have women that are naive too. It's like you have to empower them. You see, a woman like me, I'm strong in Christ by the grace. So I'm not.
But what about the social segment is not only about those who are in Christ. Yeah. We are talking about issues affecting the day. Issues affecting the day. So those who are weak in the society, how are they being taken care of?
Yes, the problem is until now that they have done some project in Suriname to bring some issues out there, like for instance, to use some condoms. If they're having sex, all those things, only to help them not to have, a woman don't have to have children with different fathers anymore.
I mean, it's,
it's
very shameful.
Yes, it is very shameful. Yes. So the women are not going to tell you, and sometimes the women are so afraid to tell their children that that man is your father or whoever. Oh. And some of these children are suffering because they want to know their own daddy in life. Yeah. And that is what they are facing to in life. And this thing becomes so taboo that only when they come to Christ, the problem is being solved.
And you said when the man dies, what happens?
In many cases, when the man dies, then you hear that, oh, he was having one family with maybe 4 or 5 children, but when he dies, we begin to see 30 children, 20 children, 40 children, and they become shocked. And then, what's Eddie like that? You know what I mean? So, bring only shame in the family.
Pastor Loretta, the Lord will bless you.
Oh, I tell you.
You're really exposing something here.
I tell you.
Wherever you are listening to this, please give us a call on 023-681968. If you oppose what we are saying and you think we don't have right to discuss this issue, call us through. Wow. So, Nana, let's touch on your side. Let's touch on your side about pronouncements and cursing with God.
Yes, when we talk about pronouncements and cursing, sometimes there will be a misunderstanding or argument or something like somebody stole somebody's goods or somebody said something about somebody which is the person thinks is not true, and then they will use the name of the one God, like they will say, Mediantua Bodia. It's like I'm using the God Antoine to curse you.
Oh.
And when they say that, you see that maybe after 2-3 months, the person's feet will start to swollen.
Oh.
They will start getting sick. they will start feeling unwell, and then gradually they will die. The stomach will become very big, and gradually these people will pass away.
Oh, so the case has worked.
Yeah. So sometimes they think, yeah, it's just I said something, I want to change it. Then you have to go back to the God, and you go to this deity or those representing them, and then you have to go and do some purification, bring some eggs, blah blah blah. It will cost money, time, energy, and everything. So in Ghana, we say emonibia.
What does that mean?
Don't curse that person. If you think there is a misunderstanding, call the elders, sit down. But some people are so aggressive, so ununderstanding that they just say certain things against some people. And when we travel, some people have brought it here in Europe. When you are having a problem